One of the most expensive mistakes that you can make is taking and using the wrong advice. And it's why I want to share with you in this episode how to avoid making that mistake. And why? Because I've made the mistake so many times and it's cost me hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and taken me far longer to get to the level of success that I have today than I think I should have gotten to. And also importantly, I want to share with you why I think it's so important for you and me and us to think about our incentives. Now, for me, I have quit coaching. I put that label, I put that identity away when I sold my last company. And very thankfully, I'm in the financial situation right now where my cash producing assets produce between 2 to 3 times what it costs me and my family to actually live. And when you look at the absolute best online right now that is sharing great, impeccable, world-class information and helping you, especially when it comes to making money and building your business online, you've got the Ed Milet's, the Tom Bilyeu's, the Gary V's, the Alex and Layla Hormozi, incredible people. But what is one common theme that they have all done and why they're so good at sharing such effective information? It's because they've done it before. They're not making money online by telling you how to make money online. They're being able to share with you what has previously worked so well for them and being able to transfer that over to what is working and what you can use today. And this is how we start to avoid making that crippling, very expensive mistake of taking and using the wrong advice. And it's by first avoiding bullshit. We can bullshit ourselves, we can have others bullshitting to us, and we need to have an ability to lower self-deception, have better contact with reality, and to avoid that bullshit. And I don't say bullshit to use disgraceful language. I use it very specifically. So much today, people are regurgitating information, not having fully achieved it, fully known it, fully embodied it, fully having what's needed to have the competency to then be able to teach and share it, or at least be able to have nuances to the conversation as well. And a great example of this is the amount of bullshit that is out there in the content world right now, because it's all surrounded by people having to talk to get paid. And the thing is, if they're not talking, they don't get paying. And that's where we need to be able to pierce through that veil and understand, where is that person coming from? Is their incentives best aligned with myself? And then how do I actually best engineer my incentives and align my incentives to get to where it is that I really want to go? Because when I think about it, if I haven't achieved what it is that I want, let's say I want to be able to earn more money. If I haven't been able to earn more money, there really is only 2 reasons why that hasn't happened. It's because I either haven't had the right plan or I haven't followed through properly with that right plan. So when it comes to any target or intention or thing that you want to be able to achieve, whether it's wanting to build your business, earn more money, get in better shape, be in greater health, have better relationships, live a more fulfilling life, then we need to be able to understand, well, is it what I'm doing actually going to get me there? And am I doing what's needed? And am I following that plan correctly, accurately, consistently enough to be able to actually get there? Now, this is especially salient for me as I've just spent the last couple of months really reflecting back onto the journey that led me up into being able to sell my company. Because so many people said to me, Chris, you can't sell a coaching business. Then being able to have sold a multi-million-dollar coaching business, I was then able to look back and really what I saw, I didn't love, to be really honest. And what I didn't love was all of the mistakes, all of the fumbles, all of the wrong assumptions that I made along the way. And then now being able to sit into a place of really wanting to learn from it to move forward, this is what I want to share with you. And the first mistake I made, especially at the very beginning, was not having someone with a proven track record directly being able to communicate, work with, and get feedback from to be able to help me along the way. It's why I believe so much in mentorships and partnerships, because it effectively is giving me the map, giving me the tools to then move forward to knowing and with a high degree of certainty to be able to do the right things to get to where I want to go. And it's why I think thinking of incentives is so important. It's the Charlie Munger quote, show me the incentive and I'll show you the results. And so I think about the incentives of other people and how I best align them, especially let's say the incentives, I might be bringing a team member on board into my organization. I want to think about from them being their most selfish self, what is it that they want? What is it that best serves them? And then myself or the organization's most selfish self, what is needed for us, and can there be alignment between the two? And that's when I think, let's just say in a team member employee relationship, that is extremely aligned. But really importantly, I think about this with my children. I think about this with my wife, with my friends, with myself. And we say, where are the incentives? And I even think about this, and why I actually wrote this down and why I wanted to share with you today is because what's your incentive? And is my incentive properly aligned with your incentive? And this is where I really had to get real with myself. So when I think about your incentives, I make the assumption right now that you're going to be wanting the things and to improve in the areas of your life that I want to improve in my life and that I'm extremely interested in as well, to what I actually talk about all the time when I'm out publicly talking. And that is wealth, health, wisdom, and love. Because when it comes to so many people online, especially talking to personal development and making money online, it's going to be people sharing content, especially on YouTube, podcasts, Instagram. They're going to be sharing things that are essentially their incentives going to be based around hooking you in with some sort of information, putting you into some sort of nurturing process so that you can continue to see their information more often, then being able to get you into a sales process to get you to buy something. Now, I know this because I did this and have done this and do this with my partners very well and very effectively right now. But when it comes to this right now, because I have nothing to sell you, this is where I was thinking about your incentive and my incentive. So your incentive is you want to make improvements in these key areas of life. And firstly, I tip my cap to you. I think that's absolutely amazing. I really think you're rocking by actually doing that and putting some time and effort. And thank you for being here with me for that as well. But my incentive right now, is something I've been thinking a lot on. And this is where I came to the framework of a money-making machine and a meaning-making machine. Now, the money-making machine for me and meaning-making machine often were two of the same things. And this might be for you. Now, there's no right or wrong answer, but I think there's a little bit of nuance that we can talk to when it comes to this. So myself, the meaning-making machine, this is what I'm doing here when I'm being able to write essays, shoot videos, record podcasts, have conversations, talk to the things that I find extremely fascinating and interesting, which are what I believe to be the really impactful questions in our lives and wanting to be able to solve them. How do I live a fulfilling life? What does that really look like? What is the right life philosophy for me right now? These sorts of things. My meaning comes from being able to create, cultivate consciously more wisdom to be able to apply it to myself and then to be able to share it with you. I had a mentor a little while ago say to me, Chris, if you don't have to work for money anymore, which is fantastic because I'm in that situation right now, what is it that you want to do? And what came out of my mouth was learn and share. I love to learn and I love to share from what I've been able to go through. So for me, my meaning-making machine is really coming through me being able to talk to all of this. So everything you see under Chris Dufey, this is a lot of my meaning-making machine. My money-making machine is much more private, much more behind the scenes. And this is me partnering with experts, with coaches, with businesses, being able to grow them so much faster and easier. And that is the thing where I wasn't going to talk about that publicly, but I had a mentor today, Sharon, say I should share this with you. So I'm here sharing it with you right now. And the thing is, I don't have anything to sell you because I'm being extremely selective as to the partners that I have coming on board. And from there, I'm able to do everything that I want to be able to do from a professional context to help grow those businesses that create so much great wealth from that as well. So this is where I want you to think about what's your incentive and what's the incentive from the people that you're taking your information from. Because that is important, because if you're just jumping from video to podcast to webinar to book, and essentially you're gathering all of this information, but you're not really getting the crux, you're not really getting the actual answers to produce the solution that you want, you need to really look at what it is that you're doing to actually get there. And it's why in this episode, I want you to walk away, at least, please, from here right now, walking away with 2 principles that you can use for yourself. And that is, from the information you're taking in, do they have a proven track record? and what is the incentive that is behind it as well. And at least you being able to ask those questions, at least you come to a truth so you can best navigate and make decisions moving forward as well. Because with full transparency and full honesty, if I have not had the track record and if I have not achieved what it is that you want to be able to achieve, please don't listen to me, because I'm not the right person for you. I want you to be able to only consume the information, to be able to learn from the absolute best that are best to be able to give you what you need right now. But if you do think that I have the proven track record and I am embodied and I do have the right incentive, then I would very much encourage, I invite, and I very much appreciate you subscribing, you following along, you participating as well. I want you to ask the questions in the comments, in the reviews, for what it is that you want for me to be able to share, because I totally get it. I understand. There is more content out there than you can poke a stick at, which means we have to be extremely precise with what it is that we're taking in. Otherwise, overwhelm and misinformation is far too prevalent. Either way, I really appreciate you being here, and I'm really looking forward to making sure that I'm sharing with you all of the insights that I get to learn from what am I learning from everything that comes from a philosophical to spiritual to extremely pragmatic view upon the day-to-day living of being a father, husband, entrepreneur, and the other labels that I wear as well. But also behind the scenes of working with my partners to knowing what is really working in building businesses, building wealth, and creating a life of freedom as well. Because when we're aligned with what our core values are, making the decisions becomes really easy for what it is that we need to move forward. And that's something I want to share with you. And that's something I'm actually really looking forward to sharing with you.